Okay. Pardon me. Got a picker here. Small screwdriver to pull this cover, this cap, off of this jet. This one, it used to be an adjustment for the idle mixture. It's fixed now. Cap. I'm going to save that. Put it back on when you're done. The idea with that is just to remove it altogether. Just pull it all the way out. There's no adjustment to it. And make sure that these two holes, one there, one on the other side, are also through to this hole here. And that's it. I can tell by looking at this they are. I've got various gauge wires here. And there's nothing. There's no goo, no gunk. Nothing in there. Let us try that one with a lighter gauge wire. Yeah. That's what those holes are wide open. And nothing. No evidence of goo, gunk, get wax. Nevertheless, squirt some of this through there. It should come out somewhere. There it is. Right through the main jet port here. So that's not clogged, not at all. So yeah, I'm gonna get rid of these tools. Outdoor hose down. The remaining grunge. Can't hurt. My neighbor over there, still snow blowing after this blizzard, and I can tell by the sound of it that's a Tecumseh engine running. They sound a lot better when they're working hard than they do when they're just kind of sitting there. That ring, the surging thing they do. Yeah. I don't see any troubles with this. Yeah. Well. Yeah. A little bit of gunk. I'm not going to get the toothbrush out. Just needs to work. Don't need to be pretty. worst of it off. Little there is. I mean, really. It's amazing. It's and these things don't even have. They ain't bother with air filters. Okay, so I'm just going to put all parts of this back together. No sense wasting time. I don't know how to do that. I mean, there's a zillion videos on that. I put witness marks on things. I know which way the bowl's going to go in relation to everything else. Yeah, that's the Tecumseh. There it is, working. Yeah, I'm going to call this ready to install and run. And I know it's going to run just fine. As I said, I have an idea what's going on with this engine. I hope I'm not right about that. Because if I am, it's not terribly easy to remedy. Pain in the butt. So anyway, get all this stuff put back together. There is some dirtiness to this effluent solvent material. There's that nasty cat floating around in there. You gotta be careful with that. So there's some dirt, some gunk that did come out of here, but nothing like I'd expect from something that really seriously had troubles. I mean, poking this into phantom torch that really don't do shit, and it always pours out someplace else. So nothing here is clogged. Nothing's clogged. Nothing's impeded. So yeah, we're just going to put it back on and give her a test start. And hopefully, shortly before the sun completely goes away. I don't like using a plow. Ignition source lighting while doing this, so see it. Okay, I'm outside. Apologize in advance for traffic noise, although this time of day there usually isn't too much of it. It's about 38 degrees Fahrenheit here right now. Yeah, still some snow left from this so-called blizzard. Roads are clear. With the snowblower, I cleaned the carb, put it back as prescribed. Oh, there's a little bit of a breeze here. I hope that's not whistling through this microphone. Probably is. Sorry. It runs great now. I had not really run it through its paces. I mean, it seemed like the problem occurred after it was good and hot, meaning 45 minutes or more of hard work. I think I did not see anything at all wrong with the carburetor. Certainly that vehicle going past did not. It needed a cleaning. It's been a while, no doubt. But there was nothing in there, nothing at all, if that suggested, to me anyway, that the carburetor was the problem. And I really don't think it was. I think it's a combination of two things, maybe three things. Um, the fuel line from the fuel tank to the carburetor. Maybe they did it on purpose, but they run the fuel line directly in contact with the bottom fins on the the heat sink, the fins on the side. This fuel line passes directly up against them. And they call this box that goes over here the heat box. I suspect, and for good reason, that they want this thing to run temperatures that may be well below freezing. And so evaporating gasoline, especially when this thing is ingesting snowflakes, this needs to be hot. It needs to be heated. And I think that's why they did that. I'm almost sure. After cleaning this, really the only thing I did was clean the carburetor's jets, or at least, if not clean them, just make sure that they flowed, and they did. I see no troubles with it. I can run it now full open, meaning no choke, or just a tiny little bit of choke. Part of the problem I'm having, I'm sure, also is old gas. I got to thinking about this last night. And the gasoline I'm using is months old. It's from summer. And here it is almost February. And expecting engines to work well with it. It just doesn't. I can smell it. It's burning. Smells like turpentine. It's just enough to run so far. I'm going to burn it up, get rid of it in any event. The thing's working. It's doing what it's supposed to do. I had a little bit of grief with this throttle controls. There's a spring in there, and it's the end of a fussy, there's no other way to put it. It's a fussy little bitch. And as it turns out, I've got it working satisfactorily as it is, but I am going to have to order a new spring, because me dorking around with it last night down in the dungeon, I broke it trying to make it work right. I'm pretty sure it's something I did wrong, because there wasn't a daggone thing wrong with the throttle until I started dorking around with things. And at any rate, it's working now. The engine's running just fine. I did do a load test, a short one. There's still some snow here to be moved, thrown at these cars that keep passing by, maybe. Anyhow, I had this is warmed up. Now, I'm putting my hand all over the muffler here. Obviously, it's not that warmed up, but it has been run. I played with it some late last night. Let it sit. Started it up electric, using the electrics just a while ago. Let it run for a while. It played with the throttle. Did some throwing, and it seemed to work just fine. Absent the trouble that I was having with it before. Except for maybe one thing. This thing, starting it from the rope, from the recoiler, almost never works. I've always just used the electric start for it. I've changed nothing. I've just cleaned the carburetor, which didn't really need cleaning. I don't know why, but for now, for some reason, the damn thing's, pardon me, the darn thing will start just like that. I hardly yank on the thing. It's in low idle. The throttle lever is down in a position that normally cuts off the ignition to stop it. Well, I cut that wire because I've been fiddling around with things. But you see, look what it took to start this. And stop it. Just grounding the big fat green wire I cut. I think I'm going to leave that wire disconnected from this switch. I like to be able to set this all the way down to where it idles, where it almost goes into 8th cycle. Bang, bang, it's good to run it that way. At least I like to see it. I got to put the choke knob thing on, before I put what they call the heater cover. And that would heat, a little bit of the heat from the muffler. And you see, my hands all over this. Yeah, there's some heat. Not hot to burn you. But part of this muffler is encased in this cover that goes over here, which also heats the carburetor itself and the duct work leading from the carburetor into the intake valve of the engine. So at the temperature here right now, which is approaching 40 degrees Fahrenheit, this engine has no trouble running. Below zero, yeah, you might want to have some heat transferred. Evaporation of gasoline cools things quite a bit. This engine does not need that. It's got plenty of airflow as long as you've got the boiler housing in place. Yeah, if you're working on one of these, don't run it very long without the boiler. You can do it, but don't do it too long because the airflow it's not going to cool correctly. It'll overheat. Don't do it. So I'm gonna put this into service before I put this heat cover back on, or the heater, whatever they call it. I got a little bit of work for something else I want to do. There's a path I need to clear in the yard for something, a different project. Right now, the snow has melted down from, I measured, 26 inches. It's now down to about a foot, 12 inches, or thereabouts. But, of course, it's heavier now, it's melty, and then Mr. Snowblower here is going to have a bit more work to do to move it. As been there, done that. So that's the plan. I don't know if I'm going to videotape that. Just worked on the carby a little bit. Really, not much has changed. Although I will say it operates better with the choke all the way open than it had been before, where I was having to close the choke to get the thing to run. But I did not see any gunk, I did not see any grime, nothing was clogged. And if it was, well, it was awfully small amount. I don't know. I got a new spring to buy, cheap. Get it Amazon or something. Direct from the factory. But yeah, engine's cooled down. I mean, there's it's not hot. No wear, no how. But check it out. In idle, all the way down. Okay, maybe a little choke. noise once again. Okay, I call that working. Normally, you can't pull the start. Now I realize it's not terribly cold right now. Winds here almost dead calm. Checking the tent real quick. Yeah, still reading 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Certainly above freezing. I think the biggest problem I'm having with this right now is just crappy gasoline. It's done. The thing smells like turpentine running. So I'm going to replace that. I'm going to run dry what's in there, do what I have to do real quick. Do another load. I've already done a load test on it. It corrects just fine. Even with the stupid broken spring, I just kind of temporarily rigged it to function. So the governor plays well with the throttle, the butterfly on the carb. I'm going to leave the heat cover off for now until I'm done playing with it. And hopefully it'll be the last time this season I have to use the thing, but who knows? And if I do need it, it'd be nice to know the daggone thing's gonna work for me. See it.